All right, so today we're talking about what to do and how to deal if your house is haunted. So let's get to it. Hello, my little wonder bugs. Welcome back to my channel. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Maria Isul. I'm a witch and a tarot card reader. And here on my channel, we talk about many things. One of them being hauntings, it seems, because that's what this video is about. What to do if your house is haunted. But before we start, if you go down here in the information section, you'll find a link that'll send you to all my social media, plus my Etsy store if you want a private reading, and also my Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel. Last but not least, if you see this little exclamation mark right about here, that you just click on it and it'll take you to a bunch of other videos related to witchcraft and alike. First things first, figure out if your house is haunted or if whatever's happening that's weird and unusual is just basically the wind or the house expanding or just the usual things that could probably explain the situation, and that it's not supernatural but completely natural. Assert dominance, meaning don't be pushed around by whatever is in the house. Know that it is your home, your domain. You're the one that's alive. You're the one that's living. So try to make it feel like if it's your home, even if it is your home. Let it know that it's a guest and not the owner of your home, and that you have the reins and the control of what happens or doesn't happen. Next, make sure that you don't feed the activities, whether it be positive or negative. You shouldn't feed it. And one of the things that you can do is to not feel fear, because fear actually eggs it on or actually gives it energy, because you're basically spewing it out because you're so fearful all the time. So just know that spirits, whether they be residual energy of an event, can feed off of your fear, of your overwhelming emotions. So as long as you don't give it that, it won't manifest as much. It won't be as intense, and you'll be able to deal with it much easier. See if the haunting is on a schedule. If it's a real ghost of a real human, then it won't do anything on a time schedule. It'll just do what it wants when it wants. But if you notice that at like 2 in the afternoon, the door slams open or slams shut, and it's always around that time, then that means that it's probably not a conscious or intelligent spirit. It's probably a residual energy that basically repeats itself over and over and over and over, of a time that maybe was very traumatic for the person, that left an imprint of their experience. It was so intense that it just repeats. So with that, there's not much you can do. It'll just repeat. It'll just continue happening. But the good thing is that it's not anything that can truly affect you or disturb you in a negative way, because it's not acknowledging you. It doesn't know that you're there. It just keeps repeating and repeating. It's like a tape that is stuck on a scene of a movie, and it just keeps going. And then it just rewinds, comes back, rewinds, comes back. So I wouldn't be too concerned about those, because there's not really much you can do. A good thing to do that will help you understand what has happened in the house, why things are happening the way that they are, whether it be a spirit who once lived there and their spirit is really there, or if it's just residual energy. It's good to basically find out the history of the home, what happened in the home. And you might get more answers than you'd expect by finding out what events occurred. You might find out that the reason the door was slammed was because they just broke up with their wives and they were just really upset. So they slammed the door. You know, it gives you an idea of what happened, so you have a better way of focusing and dealing with the issue. Last but definitely not least is clean the house of any negative energy. So if you want, you can use sage, frankincense, myrrh, or a combination of things like that. Or you can even do a spritzer, which is basically water or some sort of liquid, usually alcohol or an alcoholic base of some sort, with certain herbs inside of it, and you spritz it around your home, and that helps out, especially if you're not good with smoke, or like your lungs don't do well with that. You can use that instead. But anything that would cleanse or clean out all the negativity, and even if it's a residual haunting, meaning it's not a real conscious being, it's just a repeat, an energy that just repeats itself, it tendency to keep it sort of like on the down low. It doesn't go away, but it kind of keeps it on the down low at least. So that's a good thing to do. And if it is a real human spirit that is very much conscious and aware, then you can use that to help it get its, I guess you could say, shit together. That's the best way to put it. And last but not least, if you guys want to communicate with the spirit and want to see what the spirit wants, mind you, please be careful and figure out that it is a spirit first. Do these things first and find out what's going on. That way you can actually have a good communication. But I did a video on how to use a Ouija board, link right here, and there's a link for it down in the information section if you're interested in reading, or not reading, watching that video, which explains how simple it is to use a Ouija board to communicate with spirits, that you can use in conjunction with this video. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. I'd really like to hear if you guys have ever had any experience with being haunted, or what did you do? Anything in that nature. That would be freaking awesome. Other than that, don't forget to go to the link down in the information section, which has the links to all of my social media, my Etsy store if you want a private reading, or if you want to go to the Patreon to support this channel. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe, because that really helps out my channel. Like the video and comment. Other than that, much love and many blessings.